If there's one thing for sure, it's that the 10 fragrances I'm about to talk about today, they smell great. They smell amazing. You can spray it on your hand or on your skin or on a tester strip and smell it, and it's going to smell beautiful. However, when you get these fragrances into some heat and you really let them start to open up, they completely transform into something different, and in my opinion, into something so much better. So I don't want you to get the wrong idea here. These fragrances are going to smell good no matter what, but just trust me. Give these a shot in the summer heat, out in the sun, out in the warmth. Really let these fragrances develop, and I can almost promise you they're going to turn into something that smells so much better than you could have even thought. So today, obviously, we're going to be going over 10 fragrances that, in my opinion, really need heat to develop and open up and transform into what they're known for. Transform into, honestly, what's going to make them smell the best. I do want to hear from you guys down in the comments. What are 10 fragrances or just some fragrances in general that, in your opinion, really need heat to open up and smell their best? And of course, I do hope you're excited and ready to get into this video. I know I am, so I do hope you stick around till the end. Let's get into it. Starting off with the first fragrance here. This is a great one. I'm sure you could expect to see this one coming. It's Invictus Aqua. Yes, Invictus Aqua, in my opinion, one of the best summer fragrances. This DNA is incredible in the summertime. It's so fun, it's so refreshing smelling, and when you get this stuff into some heat, it opens up into something that is just incredible. I've talked about it before. This is kind of my go-to pool fragrance just because it is so strong and it is such a fun smelling fragrance. It just smells like sitting by the poolside, just going and doing fun things in the summertime. That's really kind of the epitome of this Invictus Aqua DNA. I'm sure most of you guys have tried it by now, so I'm not going to go into it too much further here, but long story short, you get this stuff into some heat, it's going to develop and turn into something that's honestly magical. Up next here we have Dior Eau Sauvage Cologne, a wonderful citrus-based fragrance. It smells incredible. The opening is to die for. The dry down is honestly to die for as well. It smells great all the way through. And this is kind of one of those fragrances that when you get some heat on it, it's going to develop and turn into something incredible. That's just kind of how this stuff is. I've been wearing it here on some warm spring days, and I do notice quite a bit of a difference compared to when I wear it indoors, just in your normal temperature, versus when I'm wearing it outside in the heat in the sun. This stuff really does open up and it does project a lot more, and it does smell so much better. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like once summer rolls around and I can start testing this one in the summer. Super excited for it. Definitely going to be wearing it a lot in the summer. I mean, if you just look at the bottle, the nice white accenting kind of gives you an idea of how this fragrance is going to smell. Just very clean, pure, fresh, all that good stuff. Great stuff here. One you should definitely check out. Even if you're not necessarily a fan of the Eau Sauvage line, maybe you think Eau Sauvage is too classic, too old school, maybe you think the same about the Parfum, I would say honestly give this one a shot. If you just like citrus, check this one out. I mean, it's great, great stuff. Eau Sauvage Cologne. Once you get this stuff into some heat, it's amazing. Up next, of course, we have First Instinct Eau de Toilette. Yes, it is an Abercrombie and Fitch fragrance, and yes, a lot of people do say that it is a young, teenager smelling fragrance. I really, I don't care. I love how this fragrance smells. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not afraid to hype this fragrance, and I'm not afraid to represent this fragrance. I'm not afraid to wear it just because it's an Abercrombie and Fitch. It smells great. I love it for the summertime. It's another very fun, refreshing, relaxing type of scent. And again, this is one where when you get some heat on it, it smells great. It kind of sweetens up a little bit more in a good way. That melon really comes out and pops. The kind of spicy muskiness you get from this one really comes into play as well. And of course, it does project more, which is nice because this isn't necessarily the strongest fragrance out there. Really nice one here in the heat. Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct. Yes, it is young. Yes, it is kind of teenager smelling and obviously more focused on the younger crowd, but it is still great. It is worth trying. Up next, we've got Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. One of my personal favorite summer releases as in the past year or so. This one did come out in 2019. I did review it. And, I did feature it in some videos over the summertime. This one honestly really impressed me. If you want something unique, check this stuff out. It's great. Givenchy really kills it with their fragrance releases lately. really been liking what they've been putting out. This is one of those fragrances. It is obviously a cologne fragrance, so it kind of gives you an idea here. It's going to be a lighter, more fresher citrus take on this DNA, but this one is different than really all the other cologne fragrances out there and all the other citrus fragrances out there. This one utilizes iris in here, which may be interesting. You know, you may be like, why is it using iris in a, you know, fresh citrus fragrance like this? But they do it. They pull it off great. You know, I've said it before, Givenchy's been really playing around with the iris note, and they've been doing cool stuff with it. So I really do appreciate this scent. This is going to be high in my summer rotation coming up. This one, again, in the heat, just is to die for. Next here we have Davidoff Cool Water Wave. This one does kind of compare to Invictus Aqua, which I know we already did talk about, but it also does its own thing, which I like. It's got more of like a clean and fresh type of smell to it. Obviously, Invictus Aqua is clean and fresh, but this one, again, is a little bit different. It's got more of like a muskiness to it, like a masculine muskiness to it, kind of like you get from the original Cool Water. It's kind of got that thing going on here, so it is a bit different. I do overall really enjoy the scent, and it's also very affordable, like $20 or so, maybe even sometimes a little bit less than that if you get a tester maybe, but it is really a nice scent. Something, you know, a little bit different. Again, it's still kind of generic, but it's kind of a twist on that Invictus Aqua DNA. Kind of has a few different things roped into one here. Really nice scent, and this is going to be another one been testing out here lately in the spring weather. I can only imagine how much better it's going to be in the summertime once you really get some heat and some sun on it. Another fun, summery fragrance, all that good stuff that you would come to expect from a fragrance like this. Davidoff Cool Water Wave. Really a nice scent here. Perfect for that high summer heat. Next here we have Prada Loam Low. Another fresh iris fragrance that is very nice. I do enjoy this scent for the warm weather. This one is one that I'm going to be wearing when I want Prada Loam, but it's, in my opinion, too hot for Prada Loam. So here, even though we are still in spring, I still can pull off Prada Loam pretty comfortably. You know, I'm okay with it. But once summer comes around, really hot days, I'm probably not going to be wanting to reach for Prada Loam. I'm going to be wanting to go with something a bit more fresh, like maybe Dior Homme, for example, or if I want to stick with Prada, I could go with this one. Really nice, fresher version of Prada Loam. Pretty self-explanatory there. Again, I've been testing this one a lot, and in the heat, it does really open up. It does obviously just develop in a much nicer way, and this fragrance is meant for the warm weather, for the heat. Really, really nice one here as well. Kind of underrated. Most of the focus, most of the spotlight is on the original Prada Loam, but if you like the original and you want something just simply a bit more fresh and more wearable, go for this one, Prada Loam Low. Really, really good one here. Up next we have one of my absolute all-time favorite summer citrus fragrances. This should be no surprise to a lot of you watching this video, Dior Homme Cologne. Yes, this one I don't even have to go into it, and I'm not going to. You can watch a lot of my other videos where I've featured this fragrance. I've done a full review. I've done all that good stuff. This one, long story short, just to rip the Band-Aid off quick and get it on so we can get on to some other fragrances here. In the heat, this one's magical. It really opens up. It really develops. Gets compared to lemonade, ice cold lemonade. Yes, it does have that type of smell, all that good stuff. It smells great. Wear this one in the high summer heat, and I promise you, you will not regret it. It works great, and it's the only fragrance that I would choose in the super high summer heat, like 100 plus degrees, super high humidity like we get here, just when it's nasty outside. This is what I would go for if I want to wear a fragrance, and trust me, in that type of heat, it's going to be projecting pretty strong. So that's a great choice for you if you want that sort of thing. Dior Homme Cologne. I've said enough already. Up next, we've got John Varvatos Artisan. Another nice, fresh scent from John Varvatos. I love the house. I think they're great, especially for the price. I believe $30 or so is about what you're going to be expecting to pay for this one, like most of all the other ones for a 125 ml bottle. Killer price, great quality scent. Performance does lack, which is to be, you know, somewhat expected, but I'm okay with it because I am getting a high quality and, you know, unique scent for the $30 that I'm paying. So I kind of, you know, give it a pass on the fact that it doesn't perform that good. Great citrus fragrance here, a little bit floral as well, which I do like. This one definitely does smell much better in the heat. Once you get that warm weather, it kind of really starts to open this one up, and it works with you a lot more. John Varvatos Artisan. Don't sleep on this OG. I mean, a lot of people are focused on Artisan Pure and all those other ones, but this one's great. Moving up next, we have Nautica Voyage Heritage. This is a new one here on the channel, and I really do enjoy this scent. I like the Nautica Voyage line of fragrances. Of course, the original is great. You could put the original in here. It works great in the heat, but I also really do like Heritage. This one is nice. If you want something a bit different, maybe you're tired of the original Voyage, you want to change it up, check this one out. It is probably better than what you would think. Is it generic? Yes. Is it, nothing groundbreaking? No, it's not. But it is a nice switch up from the original Nautica Voyage. This is another one where, of course, in the warm weather, it's going to smell great, and it's going to project and perform better than what it would, when it's not as warm. And finally, the last fragrance that we have up is Dior Sauvage Very Cool Spray. Yes, guys, this stuff in the heat is going to be a killer fragrance. Of course, the Eau de Toilette, just the original, is also one that works great in the heat, but this one is even more fresh and citrusy than the Eau de Toilette. If you can get over the fact that this one is in like an aerosol can rather than a traditional spray, you should seriously go for it. It's cheaper than all the other Sauvage flankers. FragranceNet, currently at the time of me recording this, has these for $58 with the 37% off discount code. Again, it will be linked down below. $58 for Sauvage is great, and this one does perform as good, if not maybe a little bit better than Sauvage Eau de Toilette, which is crazy. So don't sleep on this one. Check it out if you want a more citrus heavy version of Sauvage with that ambroxan opening kind of toned back a little bit. Really nice one here. It's going to be killer for the summer. So guys, that's going to do it for me. That was 10 fragrances that really develop and smell better in the high heat. Make sure you let me know down in the comments which ones you would choose for this video, and also all of these will be linked down below in the description, so you can easily check them out and pick them up. So that's going to do it for me, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night with another one. Take care.